Thank you for joining Unmasked Planet on this expansive tour through the Netherlands. From cycling along Amsterdam's ornate canals to marveling at the tulips of Keukenhof and exploring the historic windmills of Kinderdijk, there's so much to discover in this land of innovation and beauty. If this journey piqued your wanderlust, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more travel stories and tips. We'd also love to hear your favorite Dutch highlights in the comments below. Safe travels and tot ziens. See you next time. Fun facts about the Netherlands. Let's start with some intriguing tidbits about this small yet remarkable nation, tulip titans. The Netherlands is the leading producer and exporter of tulips globally, with a staggering yearly output of over 4 billion bulbs. This devotion to floral beauty is evident in the breathtaking fields that burst into color every spring. Bicycles everywhere. Known for being a cyclist's dream, the Netherlands actually has more bicycles than residents. Over 22 million bikes for a population of roughly 17 million. This deep-rooted cycling culture makes for an eco-friendly way of life. Below sea level, nearly 1/3 of the Netherlands lies below sea level, contributing to its famously flat landscape. This geographical characteristic has profoundly shaped the country's architecture, infrastructure, and water management systems. Historic windmills. The Netherlands is synonymous with windmills. Over 1,000 of these iconic structures still stand, many of which are fully functional. Even within Amsterdam's bustling limits, a handful of windmills survive, paying tribute to the country's centuries-old engineering prowess. Amsterdam's canals, the capital, boasts more than 100 kilometers of canals, crisscrossed by 2,500 bridges and framing about 90 islands, giving it a charm all its own. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site and a testament to Dutch ingenuity in water management. Linguistic excellence. Roughly 90% of the Dutch population speaks English fluently, one of the highest rates in non-English speaking nations, so communicating during your travels couldn't be easier. Cheese connoisseurs. Dutch cheese is world famous, with beloved varieties like Gouda, Edam, and Leiden. A trip to the Netherlands often includes sampling these delicious, time-honored specialties. Royal Kingdom. The Netherlands is a constitutional monarchy currently headed by King Willem-Alexander. This form of governance dates back centuries, highlighting a deep historical legacy. Water management experts. Thanks to constant innovation in dikes, dams, and floodgates, the Dutch have mastered controlling water levels. Their pioneering techniques help keep the nation safe from flooding and remain an engineering marvel. Best places to visit in the Netherlands. Amsterdam. We begin with Amsterdam, an enchanting blend of historic allure and modern vibrancy. Here's why Amsterdam deserves a top spot on your Dutch itinerary. UNESCO Canal Ring. The renowned network of canals in Amsterdam forms a UNESCO World Heritage Site. There are more canals here than in Venice, making a boat ride an unforgettable way to sightsee. Museum capital Amsterdam lays claim to more museums per square meter than any other city. From the Rijksmuseum's Dutch masterpieces to the Van Gogh Museum's iconic paintings, there's an exhibit for every passion. Cycling paradise with nearly 880,000 bicycles, far outnumbering the cars, Amsterdam is eminently bike-friendly. Pedaling through picturesque streets and along tranquil waterways is a quintessential local experience. Floating flower market operating. Since 1862, the Bloemenmarkt is the world's only floating flower market. It's brimming with tulips, souvenirs, and an explosion of color sure to delight plant lovers and photographers alike. Historic architecture. Over 7,000 registered historic buildings line Amsterdam's streets, each telling a story of the city's evolution through the ages. Wandering these streets is like stepping back in time. Cultural tapestry. With residents from 180 national backgrounds, Amsterdam's diversity shines in its neighborhoods, cultural events, and varied cuisine. Tulip mania in the 17th century. Tulip. Bulbs were so prized, they were used as currency. This peculiar episode in economic history adds another layer of fascination to Amsterdam's legacy. Zaanse Schans. Next on our Netherlands tour is Zaanse Schans, a living museum of Dutch heritage. Step into the past. This open-air museum brims with meticulously preserved windmills, many dating back centuries. They once powered industry by grinding spices, sawing timber, and extracting oil. Traditional clogs a must-see is the Wooden Clog Workshop, where craftsmen demonstrate how these iconic shoes are still made by hand. Cheese Farm. Experience Don't Miss the Cheese Farm, where you'll learn traditional cheese-making methods and sample fresh Dutch cheeses. Picturesque views. The Zaan River, lush green fields, and distinctive windmills create a postcard-worthy panorama that captivates photographers year-round. Historic significance. Once a booming industrial region in the 17th century, this district exemplifies early Dutch advancements in manufacturing and shipbuilding. Bakery museum stop by the local bakery museum to see time-honored methods for creating pastries and bread. You can even taste the results, fresh and delicious. Keukenhof Gardens 1 cannot talk about Dutch highlights without mentioning Keukenhof Gardens. Largest flower garden covering 79 acres. Keukenhof is the planet's largest flower garden, bursting with about 7 million bulbs, primarily tulips, but also hyacinths, daffodils, and more. Brief open season Keukenhof is accessible only for several weeks each spring, late March to mid-May. If you're in the Netherlands during this window, it's a once-in-a-lifetime floral spectacle. Historic roots dating back to the 15th century, these grounds once served as a kitchen garden for a nearby castle, hence the name Keuken, which means kitchen. Changing themes. Every year, Keukenhof debuts a fresh theme influencing its design and arrangements, offering a new experience annually, even for returning visitors. Sustainability. The garden is committed to eco-friendly approaches, using organic, bulbs, and green horticultural techniques to maintain its vibrancy. Flower shows. In addition to the outdoor grandeur, Keukenhof hosts curated flower shows, featuring elaborate artistic arrangements of roses, lilies, orchids, and more. Kinderdijk, a country synonymous with windmills, Kinderdijk stands out. UNESCO World Heritage Site. Since 1997, Kinderdijk's 19 majestic windmills have held this prestigious status, exemplifying the Dutch approach to water management in the 18th century. Engineering marvels, these windmills, combined with canals and pump stations, tell the story of how the Dutch have curbed flooding for generations. Interactive Visitor Center Dive. Deeper into the mechanics of these windmills and the region's history at the local visitor center. Interactive exhibits bring the water management narrative to life. Boat tours. Get a close-up look at these towering windmills by navigating the surrounding canals on a boat tour. The gentle bob of the water provides a serene vantage point. Picturesque photography. Photographers flock here, particularly during sunrise and sunset, when the windmills are bathed in warm, enchanting light. Cycling routes. Prefer to pedal? Scenic. Bike paths run through the area, making for a peaceful ride amid lush grasslands and postcard-perfect reflections in the canals. The Hague. Though Amsterdam is the capital, The Hague is the seat of the Dutch government and the royal family. International justice, dubbed the International City of Peace and Justice. The Hague hosts the International Court of Justice and the International Criminal Court at the iconic Peace Palace. Royal heritage. The Noordeinde Palace is one of 3 official palaces for the Dutch monarchy. You can admire its stately exterior and regal ambiance. Beach vibes. The Hague's coastline features Scheveningen Beach, famous for its bustling promenade, grand pier, and lively beachfront activities, an energetic contrast to the city's political gravitas. Art and culture. The Mauritshuis Museum, home to Vermeer's Girl with a Pearl Earring, and the Escher Museum are cultural gems that beckon art enthusiasts. Hofvijver and Binnenhof. The city center's Hofvijver is a scenic pond beside the Binnenhof, the heart of the Dutch parliament. Its centuries-old buildings are a striking reminder of the nation's political heritage. Diplomatic hub. The Hague accommodates numerous embassies and international organizations, solidifying its reputation as a hub for global diplomacy. Green. Spaces from Haagsebos to Klingendale Estate and its famous Japanese garden, the city's lush parks offer tranquil retreats from urban energy. Festivals, whether it's the North Sea Regatta or the Tong Tong Fair, the biggest Eurasian festival worldwide, The Hague knows how to celebrate. Delft, renowned for its quintessential blue and white pottery, Delft weaves history and art into a charming tapestry, Delftware. This famed ceramic style dates back to the 17th century. A visit to the Royal Delft experience reveals the painstaking craftsmanship behind these iconic creations. Crisscrossing canals. Like a miniature version of Amsterdam, Delft features a picturesque web of canals framed by historic row houses, perfect for tranquil strolls. Vermeer's legacy. The city's most acclaimed resident, painter Johannes Vermeer, took inspiration from Delft's scenery, immortalizing it in works like Girl with a Pearl Earring. Architectural wonders don't miss the Nieuwe Kerk, New Church, where members of the royal family are entombed. Climb its tower for stunning panoramic vistas. Nearby stands the Oude Kerk, Old Church, famous for its leaning tower, TU Delft Delft. University of Technology is a globally respected institution for engineering and design. Its presence injects the city with youthful energy and innovation. Market Square, one of Europe's largest, Delft's Market Square, buzzes with stalls, cafes, and historic buildings, including the centuries-old City Hall, Prinsenhof Museum once, home to William of Orange, the father of the Dutch nation. This former monastery now houses a museum dedicated to Dutch independence and history. Bike culture. Following the national trend, Delft is highly bike-friendly, with ample paths making exploration easy, scenic, and eco-conscious. Rotterdam, in stark contrast to the quaint canals of Delft, is the modern metropolis of Rotterdam, Europe's largest port. Rotterdam is a massive hub for shipping and logistics, linking global trade routes. While its port no longer tops the world in traffic, it remains a colossal engine of commerce. Modern skyline post-World War II reconstruction gave rise to avant-garde architecture. Icons like the Cube Houses, Erasmus Bridge, and Markthal define the cityscape. Cultural diversity. With some 170 nationalities represented, Rotterdam thrives on a multicultural heartbeat. This fusion is palpable in its art, food, and festivals. Maritime Museum. If you want to dive into Rotterdam's seafaring story, the Maritime Museum is the place to learn about shipbuilding, navigation, and the city's historic role at sea. Rotterdam Zoo, Diergaarde Blijdorp. One of the nation's oldest and most beloved zoos, it's known for its conservation efforts and immersive animal habitats. Festivals galore, from the International Film Festival Rotterdam to the North Sea Jazz Festival, the city consistently buzzes with cultural happenings that draw global crowds. Public art street sculptures and installations abound, making Rotterdam's urban core feel like an open-air gallery. Unmasked Tower, for sweeping views of this futuristic skyline and bustling harbor, head to the 185-meter-tall Unmasked observation deck. Green retreats. Don't assume it's all high-rises. Parks like Het Park near Unmasked and Rozen Park offer peaceful escapes within the city's bounds. Leiden is a city where intellectual heritage meets canal-side charm. Oldest university, Leiden University, founded in 1575 by William of Orange, is the Netherlands' oldest. Its storied halls have nurtured countless thinkers and leaders. Birthplace of Rembrandt. The legendary painter Rembrandt van Rijn was born here in 1606. Several landmarks and museums pay homage to his life and artistry. Hortus Botanicus Leiden, established in 1590, it's among the oldest botanical gardens in the world, showcasing exotic flora and a serene atmosphere. Stunning canals similar to Amsterdam but on a more intimate scale, Leiden's canals wind through the city, revealing historic bridges and waterside cafes. Pilgrim Fathers. Before their voyage to America, the Pilgrims lived in Leiden for 11 years, leaving an indelible mark on the city's history. Museums galore, from the Rijksmuseum van Oudheden, National Museum of Antiquities, to the Museum Boerhaave, Science History. Leiden is brimming with world-class cultural institutions. Oldest observatory. The Leiden Observatory, established in 1633, stands as the world's oldest university observatory, a testament to the city's astronomical legacy. City of Books Leiden's historic publishing houses and academic atmosphere uphold its reputation as a literary hub. Festivals and celebrations, the Leiden International Film Festival, and the October 3rd celebration of the city's relief from Spanish forces in 1574 showcase the city's communal spirit. Historic sites, Gothic churches like the Pieterskerk and the medieval Burcht van Leiden fortress lend the city an air of timelessness. Utrecht, an irresistible blend of medieval charm and modern vibrancy, Utrecht sits near the heart of the Netherlands. Dom Tower soaring 112 meters high, the Dom Tower is the tallest church tower in the country. Climb its steps for spectacular cityscape views. Unique. Canals. Utrecht's canals are distinct for their sunken wharves, where cafes and shops occupy the quayside, creating an intimate and cozy atmosphere. Historical roots founded in Roman times, Utrecht boasts one of the oldest urban centers in the nation, highlighted by centuries-old structures and winding lanes. University City Utrecht University, established in 1636, anchors the city's intellectual and cultural scene. Music scene, from classical recitals at Tivoli Vredenburg to the lively streets. During the early music festival, Utrecht resonates with musical energy. Must-visit museums, the Central Museum, the Railway Museum, and the Spielklok Museum, featuring self-playing instruments, offer intriguing cultural insights. Lush greenery. Despite its urban flair, Utrecht is peppered with parks like Grift Park and the university's botanical gardens, offering a refreshing dose of nature. Cycling culture true to Dutch form, bicycles dominate Utrecht's traffic, and the central train station boasts one of the world's largest bike parking facilities. Medieval architecture, Gothic churches, towers, and city walls testify to the city's storied medieval past, seamlessly blending old and new. Castle de Haar. Near the city is the largest castle in the Netherlands, a fairy tale-like structure surrounded by sprawling gardens, a perfect day trip for history buffs. Giethoorn, affectionately dubbed the Venice of the North, Giethoorn is a tranquil water-based haven, car-free village. In the historic center, roads are scarce. Instead, residents travel by foot, bicycle, or boat through a labyrinth of canals. Countless. Bridges over 150. Charming wooden bridges link the thatched roof farmhouses scattered around Giethoorn, setting a picturesque mood. Historic farmhouses. Many of these dwellings date back to the 18th century, showcasing the region's traditional building techniques. Nature Park Giethoorn sits on the edge of the Weeribbenveen National Park, a critical wetland ecosystem ideal for canoeing, kayaking, and spotting local wildlife. Whisper. Boats. Eco-friendly electric whisper boats glide quietly along Giethoorn's narrow canals, ensuring a serene and unspoiled environment. Water sports. Beyond tranquil boat rides, the area supports sailing, paddleboarding, and other water-based fun, perfect for an active getaway. Local museums uncover Giethoorn's maritime heritage at museums like Museum Giethoorn to Oude Maat Oos, which explores local traditions and cultural history. Film Fame, 1958. Dutch comedy, Fanfare, shot in Giethoorn, catapulted this tiny village to national recognition. Tourist magnet. Despite its quiet appeal, Giethoorn draws in hundreds of thousands of visitors each year, all seeking that idyllic storybook experience. Groningen traveled to the northern city of Groningen for a dose of youthfulness and cultural flair. Martini Tower. The 97-meter-tall Martini Tower dominates Groningen's skyline. A climb up its steps reveals a panoramic vista worth every bit of legwork. University town founded in 1614, the University of Groningen is among the oldest in the nation, injecting the city with an energetic student vibe. Hoge and Lage der Canals, these serene canals, lined with ancient warehouses, provide a picturesque promenade and a slower pace for those seeking relaxation. Nightlife with no curfew, Groningen's bars and clubs don't adhere to strict closing times, making its nightlife scene legendary among partygoers. Energy capital. With deep ties to natural gas, Groningen's role in the energy sector has bolstered its economic clout. and fosters innovative, sustainable solutions. Music festivals. A highlight is the Eurosonic Noorderslag Festival, celebrating emerging European talents. Music aficionados converge here for a taste of the continent's freshest sounds. Surrounding countryside. The surrounding Ameland region presents tranquil villages, nature reserves, and scenic cycling routes, perfect for an outdoor adventure. Infoversum Science. And astronomy buffs will enjoy this domed 3D theater, which hosts captivating shows and educational programs. Essential seaports Groningen's harbors, such as Eemshaven, drive logistics, energy, and digital infrastructure, marking the city as a crucial economic hub. Haarlem finally. Let's head just west of Amsterdam to Haarlem, a compact city bursting with history and flair. Taylor's Museum, established in 1778, Taylor's is the oldest museum in the Netherlands, marrying art, science, and natural history in an enthralling collection, Grote Kerk, St. Bavo Church. This 14th century Gothic church houses the famed Müller organ, once played by Mozart himself. Marvel at its architecture and spiritual ambiance. Hidden Hofjes venture off the main paths to discover Haarlem's Hofjes, serene courtyards encircled by historic dwellings, some dating back hundreds of years. Amsterdam's port, the last remaining gateway from the original 12 that once ringed Haarlem, the Amsterdam's port stands as a solemn emblem of the city's medieval past. Printing heritage Haarlemers proudly celebrate Laurens Janszoon Koster, who is claimed to have invented movable type around the same time as Gutenberg, an enduring local legend. Jopen Brewery beer aficionados can't miss this brewery set in a repurposed church, marrying centuries-old brewing traditions with a modern craft beer movement. Sparn River. The gentle Sparn flows through Haarlem, offering boat tours and tranquil riverside walks. Admire the blend of historic warehouses and new developments along its banks. Haarlemmerhout Park, touted as the nation's oldest public park, Haarlemmerhout provides a leafy respite with meandering trails, a petting zoo, and a classically styled Pavilion. De Adriaan windmill. Originally constructed in 1779, this windmill was rebuilt after a fire. Tours highlight its operational marvel and the role windmills played in Dutch commerce. Christmas Market. If you visit in winter, Haarlem's Christmas Market is among the Netherlands' finest, transforming the city into a wonderland of twinkling lights, charming booths, and festive cheer. Thank you for joining Unmasked Planet on this expansive tour through the Netherlands. From cycling along Amsterdam's ornate canals to marveling at the tulips of Keukenhof and exploring the historic windmills of Kinderdijk, there's so much to discover in this land of innovation and beauty. If this journey piqued your wanderlust, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more travel stories and tips. We'd also love to hear your favorite Dutch highlights in the comments below. Safe travels and tot ziens. See you next time.